A transfer of rulership is coming, and the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Righteousness will be spread throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Wickedness will be put down. According to the Holy Scriptures, Yahawashi, the Son of the Most High, is set to bring immortality to the nation of Israel, the elect, via establishing the tabernacle of David, as we talk about the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He is coming to take down this current world ruled by Esau, Edom, and establish a righteous kingdom, which is synonymous with the throne of David. That's scriptural, which is a government that's going to run this world in righteousness.
But now is risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in Christ shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order. The first fruits, afterward they that are dead, at his coming. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to God, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death, for he hath put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that God may be all in all.
Eternal life. That's what's promised to the elect. All right, all Israel. But it starts with the elect. And that's how the earth will be governed by immortals. Perfect angelic forces who are going to come down and rule on earth. Extraterrestrial bodies will be able to do things that humans do, but in heavenly bodies. Like eating, drinking. Did not Yahawashi say he's going to drink wine with us in the kingdom? Well, how do you drink wine with a spiritual body? Well, we're going to have out of this world capabilities in those new bodies.
The gods of the earth are coming.
We must appease them or face their wrath.
The heat is unbearable today.
Don't speak of the elect, they might hear.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so getting into it this morning, morning news and prophecy. All right, new day, new struggle. Okay, for this society, man. Especially here in America. Okay, because what we're seeing, is the Lord is addressing, wickedness. You see, America has been, matter of fact, let's start off with some prophecy. Okay, and then we'll get into these videos. But Yeah, man, there's always something. All right, it's a new day, but the Lord is doing something new. He's giving these people something new to struggle with every day. Okay, he's chipping away at the comforts and the convenience of the society day by day. You know, there's always something failing. There's always something going out of business. There's always some type of layoff. There's always some type of bad news dealing with the shutdown. It's just nothing but bad news, man. Okay, new day, and it's new bad news, and it's beautiful, man. You know, this is everything that we pray for. Okay, if you're in the right spirit, all right, you should be seeing, okay, what you prayed for. Okay, so let's let's go here. All right, and what we're seeing is our power. Okay, the Most High, He's the Most High Judge. Okay, and we're seeing righteous judgment begin to go forth in the earth because this been a wicked society, man. You know, I got a video on Roger I can do later on. You know, and just going into how what's happening to these people is not okay. These people are not innocent. All right, these innocent people crying about what's going on. You know, these random people crying about what's going on. They're not innocent, man. Okay, this is the Lord judging in the earth. Okay, it's Revelation 17:5, and it says, I read this here. I started 4. Revelation 17:4, and it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, and having a golden cup in her hand, full of the abominations of filthiness of her fornication. And this is speaking of America, man. You know, because America has been able to enjoy, because you go into purple and scarlet, which goes into royalty. All right, and the elites have decked America out. You know, America has enjoyed, the spending power, okay, of the dollar. All right, the world reserve currency. Okay, America has, enjoyed a middle class. All right, thriving middle class for a few decades. Okay, and within that, what did the elites bring? A cup of abominations, filth. Okay, and not only, okay, has America been filthy, all right, but it has been the home base of wickedness in the earth. Okay, America has been the wicked influence in the earth, and what we're seeing, the Lord is bringing a suffering. Okay, the Lord is bringing a suffering to this wicked empire. You see, so America gonna get it the worst. All right, because it has been the standard of wickedness in the earth. Okay, and you keep reading verse 5, and says, upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great. You see, so America is mystery, Babylon the Great. And see, it's great in wickedness, and it's a mystery. And that's why it took the prophets to really go into these things and expound on, okay, America being mystery, Babylon the Great. Okay, so the wickedness of ancient Babylon, it would do greater. The military of ancient Babylon, it would do greater. The economy of ancient Babylon, it will be greater. Okay, so this is America. It said the mother of harlots and abominations, okay, of the earth. Now let's get into the word mother. All right, let's get into this word mother. Okay, just to prove, all right, what we're seeing happening, man. A righteous judge is judging a wicked kingdom. That's what we're seeing happening, man. All right, so you go to the Greek word, I think it's matar,
Strong's G 3384. Mater.
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 All right, metaphorically, the source of something, the motherland. The source of something, the motherland. All right, and America is the source, okay, of wickedness in the earth, man. When you see wickedness in the earth, they're imitating America. They're imitating American culture. Okay, you see these women in these other cultures begin to imitate American women, it's over. Okay, drill culture, all everywhere. China, Italy, you got drill culture, drill rap. And it's a degenerate culture. Okay, and the motherland of it is here in America, man. You see, and the Lord promised that He will judge this place. Now, even when you go, I'm gonna hold it in Ezekiel, but even when you go into the book of Tobit, all right, we get this in the book of Tobit, all right, we get that in Ezekiel. Now, Radazar, we'll segue to some of these videos, but let's get this in the book of Tobit. Yep, brother got a good one too. Let's go here to the book of Tobit. And this is what Tobit warned, his son Tobias, it's heavy. All right, that the Spirit had him say that. But I believe, yep, this Tobit 4:13, it says, "Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them, for in pride, all right, for in pride is destruction and much trouble." For in pride is destruction and much trouble, man. And that's what America has been. Proud. Okay? A very wicked and proud society. Okay, but within that, what for in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay, okay, and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine. Okay, for lewdness is the mother of famine. Okay, so the scriptures relate lewdness as being the mother, okay, of famine. You see? So here it is. This has been a very lewd, proud, freaked out, society. And it said what? That's the mother of famine. Okay? Which means that behavior produces famine. You see, and this is why we're seeing these things happening, man. This ain't just no random things, people crying and losing weight and all. Nigga, this is judgment from a righteous power. Okay? So let's go here. The brother dropped something. This the brother Makia Allah. All right, 144 came by. This is second Ezra 8:50 said, "For many great misery shall be done to them, all right, that dwell in the latter time." All right, for like second Ezra 8:50 said, "For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride," man. And this is one thing that America is extremely guilty of, is being a very prideful society, man. America is full of assholes, man. To the point you hate to be in traffic with these people, especially in these bigger cities, man. Everybody is self-centered, self-absorbed, okay? Think they got it, can't be told nothing, can't be corrected, rude, okay? This is a very anti-Messiah society. And what we're finna see, our power begin to open up in judgment. Okay. So let's go here. I'm gonna get this segue to the video. And then, you brother just keep posting as you see fit. So let's go here first. And everybody, is screaming it out. The economy is done, it's shot. The economy is done. The economy is, like I said, it's just rolling on momentum. Okay. No one is pushing the gas. It's just rolling on momentum, and it's coming to a stop. Okay, so let's just play this.
The US economy right now is like a Jenga tower with 18 fucking pieces missing. We are one piece pulled out away from everything just toppling down.
Do you understand that the banks are collapsing right in front of our eyes? Right this very second, the banks are collapsing.
The collapse is happening. We are in it. It is crumbling.
Look, the American economy is crashing right now, and most people don't realize how bad it actually is. You see all kinds of videos coming out about banks refusing withdrawals, massive layoffs, healthcare becoming unaffordable, stores that simply can't move inventory. And when you put all these pieces together, the picture is worse than what we're being told. So today, I want to share these videos with you because what people are experiencing on the ground tells a very different story than the official numbers.
So many stars are in the making at SCAD. Students like you.
This isn't me trying to fearmonger, this is just me trying to prepare you. The US economy right now is like a Jenga tower with 18 fucking pieces missing. We are one piece pulled out away from everything just toppling down. AI was responsible for 40% of US GDP growth this past year and 80% of US stock growth. And the manufacturing industry has contracted for 7 consecutive months, while every other economic indicator is saying this is as bad as things have been since 2009. Now, when you have a sentence that says the economy is as bad as it's been since 2009, you are fucked. So again, this is not me fear-mongering, this is just me preparing you. Our economy is in a very bad place.
This government shutdown is not like the others. It's officially the longest shutdown in US history. People think it's just about politics and budgets, but it's not. It's about control, collapse, and financial reset. They're not fixing the system, they're breaking it on purpose. Everything is becoming so unaffordable and we're living paycheck to paycheck. Most of us are struggling to survive. And I believe as we struggle, they're going to present their solution, which will be digital currency, which will give them full control. Look around. People are losing jobs to AI, the dollar is losing value, and inflation keeps growing. Every shutdown, every crisis, every fix that they create moves us closer to a digital system. Other countries have already shown us how it works. Nigeria has forced digital cash. China ties spending to a social credit score. Europe is preparing the digital euro and is already enforcing the digital ID. In America, we are next. So I don't think this shutdown was temporary. I think it's transformational. It's designed to destroy trust in the old system so they can roll out the new one. New system will be completely digital.
What these videos are showing is...
And she, made a lot of points, that this shutdown is different. Because, like I say, they shut down for 35 days last time, and there was no talk. There was not even a talk about, EBT. But this one, they immediately went into no EBT, no, HUD vouchers and child care and all these different things. And see, they plan to do worse. I got a clip from JD Vance, and they're pretty much telling you, all right, that they worse to come. Okay, but what she was saying is that this is a transformation. This ain't just a shutdown. This is a transformation, because they want people to distrust government, okay, and be open to a new way. But first, they have to continue to break people down psychologically, man. That's why you hear so much back and forth, because I just been following this whole new food stamps, because you have one notification that said they finna send partial food stamps, and then another notification say they finna send it all. The judge made Trump send all of it. Now, that you should expect food stamps by Friday. And then now Trump is saying we're not sending nothing. So it's like, it's all psychological, man. Okay, what they're doing, having people on edge, okay, breaking people down mentally, man, as they transform, okay, this government from, all right, a democracy, so-called democracy, to technocracy. Okay. Nigeria already has a digital dollar. Okay. You have the UK. They're pushing the digital ID. You see, China, they already in the social credit system. They already have the digital ID system up and running, surveillance state. Okay. With China, that's a major, and then it makes sense for them to do China because I think that's the largest population. All right. Let's see how much. Let's just look it up real quick. How much of China population? Account. Let's see. How much does the China population account for the world's population? Because I think America is only like 5% of the world's population. Okay. Yep. So China itself, is 17, okay, percent of the world's population. So almost 1/5, okay, of the world's population is China. Okay. I think India, is major. I think India is already mostly digital as well. I think India has a big population. Okay, because even with the BRICS currency, yep. So India is almost like China, it's like 17% of the world's population. So it's 34%. And India, has is very aggressive with their digital, okay, system. Let's see. Let's see, transition. So I'm gonna ask, is India transitioning? Yep, so let's pull this up real quick. All right, so you go from there. So India. I'm gonna let her, run it again. But I just looked up India. All right, it said yes, India is moving to a digital currency officially called the digital rupee. All right, which is a central bank digital currency. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, has been plotting this sovereign bank digital currency since late 2022 to make the transition faster, more transparent, and more efficient. While India is not, all right, banning private cryptocurrency, it is taxing them heavily to discourage use in favor of the government-backed digital rupee. So India, okay, 17% of the world's population is going digital. China already digital. All right, that's 34%. That's 1/3 of the population already on digital currency. You see, UK, was it going to jump off? Okay, in Europe, you're going to jump off the digital currency in Europe. Okay, which is part of this beast system. You see, so America is just being transitioned into, all right, this new order, man. Okay, so they're sabotaging this old order. So this shutdown is different. Like she said, this one is different. You see, this shutdown hitting different, man. It's a lot of things collapsing. And see, this is just the beginning. Okay, so just look to that real quick. So now let's go from there and show you that hey, they're planning on this thing to get worse. The devils be telling you, man. All right. Now let's go here. All right, because remember, you had one report that Trump was supposed to send out half, and it was gonna be, a headache to try to figure out who get what. Okay, then you had the report of the federal judge made him, send out whole defined funding from somewhere else. Okay, and then now you have this. The latest is that look, Trump saying we ain't sending nothing until the government open backs up. Okay, and this is J.D. Vance. Okay, which he's nothing but a technocrat do boy. All right, he's a do boy for the techies. Okay, I think Peter Thiel is the guy to put him on. Okay, the guy from Palantir. So let's play this. All right, and show you that these devils don't give a damn, and that's good. And this is the cruel Lord. Okay, Trump is that cruel Lord that's over you Americans because they don't give a damn. Okay, and they show you Trump had the Great Gatsby. Okay, Halloween feast. Okay, his palace in Florida. Okay, the eve of food stamps. Okay, being cut. Okay, and they're showing you that they don't give a damn. All right, so just listen to this.
Absurd ruling because you have a federal judge effectively telling us what we have to do in the midst of a Democrat government shutdown, which what we'd like to do is for the Democrats to open up the government. Of course, then we can fund SNAP, and we can also do a lot of other good things for the American people. But in the midst of a shutdown, we can't have a federal court telling the president how he has to triage the situation. We're trying to keep as much turned on. We're trying to keep as much going as possible. The president and the entire administration are working on that, but we're not going to do it under the orders of a federal judge. We're going to do it according to what we think we have to do to comply with the law, of course, but also to actually make the government work for people in the midst of the Democrat government shutdown. If they would like to end this, we would welcome working with them to end this government shutdown, and then we wouldn't have to triage what we're going to fund and what we're not going to fund. And the last thing that I'll say is the American people are unfortunately about to start suffering some very real consequences because of the shutdown.
Pretty much. And
the American people are about to suffer some real consequences because of the shutdown. All right, and he's triggering, division by saying Democratic shutdown. And this is the scriptures say, "Woe to thee, O land, when that prince is a child." If a brother can post it, I believe there's Ecclesiastes 10 and 16, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so he keeps saying Democrat shutdown, Democrat shutdown. All right, which that just triggered division, because you still have simpletons, pointing the finger at the Democrats and pointing the finger at the Republicans, and you still have those simpletons just playing into their narrative. But he said, look, it's gonna get worse. Okay, you American people is gonna get worse. Okay, and this shows you that they have no intention, all right, on compromising. Okay, so they got this WWF, okay, narrative of the right and the left playing tug of war. All right, why what, man? Things are collapsing. Things are collapsing while they're playing this game in your face, man. And he just told you it's gonna get worse.
This, we would welcome working with them to end this government shutdown, and then we wouldn't have to triage what we're going to fund and what we're not going to fund. And the last thing that I'll say is the American people are unfortunately about to start suffering some very real consequences because of the shutdown.
Pretty much. And y'all know they were ordered to bring back food stamps. They were ordered to, refund and bring and fund the federal, food stamps.
Yeah, they was ordered by a judge, and and Trump pretty much saying, damn that judge. All right, we ain't getting no nigga nothing. A nigga what St. Louis say, we ain't getting no country boy nothing. All right. So let's fast forward it some more.
And we're gonna break it down at the end.
In the past, when you had a government shutdown, you would have under the Obama administration, they would lean into all of the problems it was going to cause for the American people at the beginning of the shutdown. The president has told us to keep as much going as humanly possible, But after 30 days of this thing, 40 days of this thing, you're going to start seeing very real travel delays. That's because the Democrat government shut down. You're going to start seeing SNAP benefits run out. That's because the Democrat government shut down. They should stop this charade and open up the government. That's what we want them to do. We've been asking them to do it for 40 days. It's time.
I'm sorry. This is so.
Yeah, man. All right. So he said, look, the longer it goes, expect, things to get worse. Expect everything, expect SNAP to run out. Okay. Expect, travel. Okay. Well, this is the time when you Americans travel the most. And this is beautiful, man. The Lord is destroying the mirth of this place, man. Okay. The Lord is just destroying the mirth. And this is the time where you people, you have your days off work. Well, guess what? Now you don't have a job. You have your vacation days saved up just for this time of the year, and you got this plan and that plan. Nah, man. The Lord, okay, is bringing the effect, okay, of every vision. All right. So let's get a few precepts. I know, brother. All right. This is the brother GMS All In 144, the brother Anah. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child and thy princes eat in the morning. Okay, and this is very childish. Okay, this man, they're pointing back and forth saying it's the Democrats, it's the Republicans. Meanwhile, they distracting you with this, this WWF. Okay, main event back and forth. Okay, between these two sides. All right, they work, all right, for the same agenda. Okay, so they're putting this back and forth in your face because he made sure to say Democrat about 30 times. So this is a Democratic government shutdown. The Democrats will jump on and say it's the Republican shutdown. Okay, and meanwhile, while they're arguing back and forth, okay, things are collapsing. Okay, you got a child, and he's very childish how he does these things, man. Okay, it's like he's pulling a big prank on you people. While you're distracted by this, he's really doing this. Okay, and it's all right, a transition. Okay, this is what we're seeing the devil doing. Is all a transition. So let's go here to the book of Ezekiel chapter 12. Okay, and then we got another video I want to get into. This is Ezekiel 12. All right, and 21 it says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? It says, Tell them therefore, thus said the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision." So we're living in the effect of every vision. Okay, and we're seeing the Lord cause this thing to collapse. Okay, now these people are living in these prophecies, man. Okay, now we're seeing that this new world order, okay, being transitioned in. Now we're seeing the dismantling of the old world. Okay, now we're seeing, all right, poverty increase. Okay, food security decrease. Okay, housing security decrease. People can't afford the holidays. Okay, traveling being, decrease. Free movement. You see, so now we're seeing the effect of these prophecies really become a part of day-to-day reality, man. Okay, so you can no longer say, all right, you can no longer just fan the hand in prophecy anymore. Okay, or say, oh, y'all been saying that. Nah, now you're dealing with the effects of prophecy now. Been telling the rise up, you women at ease. Been saying that. Okay, now you at the house looking at every news update about the snap. Okay, now you're trying to figure out your next move. You see, the Lord said He gonna cause that proverb to cease. That spirit of the prophets ain't talking about nothing. Okay, the Lord finna make that spirit to cease in the earth, man. And right, and make this prophecy your daily reality, man. And make these different prophecies your daily, reality, man. Okay, because you go into. Let's get this real quick before we segue to the next video. So we go into get this word effect. Okay, so you go into effect. It says a change which is the result of a consequence of an action or other cause. Okay, and you see this wicked society. All right, this is the effect, okay, of this wicked society. All right, pride what go before destruction. This is the results of pride. Okay, being anti-Messiah. All right, what they call reverberations, repercussions, outcome. Okay, so this is what this society, okay, has sown in the earth. Okay, is this type of judgment. You see, and it says a verb. It says to cause something to happen, to bring about. Okay, so the Lord is causing these things to happen. The effect of the prophecies are now settling into the earth, man. Okay, they say that little chick that was crying, losing weight. Prophecy got her losing weight, 20 pounds in a month. Okay, and it's just gonna get worse. And he just told you it's gonna get worse. Okay, so let's play this. All right, let's play this one. Okay, and it only gets worse, man.
Update on the critical situation here with food banks. We're now getting reports that these food banks, state by state, are facing a tsunami of hungry people, long lines, and this isn't going to go away when the government opens back up. This is an underlying issue here where jobs have been wiped out, the farm has been taken, everyone is in massive debt, student debt, credit card debt, behind on everything. So everyone's losing everything. They can't even afford food. This is critical. Now, if you're living okay out there, I wouldn't just turn a cheek to this, because this tsunami of people is going to catch up to an area near you here at some point, because these situations are growing larger and larger every day. In Southwest Texas, for example, one network of food banks is now serving nearly 170,000 people per week. 170,000 people. One little network in Texas. So you can keep sleeping on this. It's going to rear its head somewhere near you if people don't pay attention. Often the people at the end of these food bank lines end up with nothing. That's why so many are lining up early, and that's devastating. For someone that really needs food, kids are starving at home. They've sat in line for 8 hours trying to get food, and they're told, you might as well leave, like that one lady did in the clip I showed the other night. And they give you a little voucher for something next time, but that doesn't help when you go back empty-handed. Now, this, again, is the point we're at because we've been set up, is how I see it. In Detroit, dozens and dozens of cars lined around the block yesterday for the same thing, to try to get food. In Colorado, you've got the same thing. People lined up at the food bank in Greeley before the doors were even open, down and around the corner, state by state by state. One food bank in Dayton, Ohio, was experiencing a dramatic spike in demand long before the shutdown even happened. Okay, so this is a situation we were already in. This kind of made it worse. If people get their SNAP benefits back, that's one thing. This doesn't help all the other people that have no check coming in, have no job. And again, it's a setup where they should go get a job. Hard to go get a job when it's a setup when there's hardly any out there. If there are opportunities, people do need to be taking advantage of them. Okay, and doing it while they can, because sooner than later, AI is going to be the next thing in every warehouse, wiping people out left and right. And the government's answer to this is universal basic income. This is a trap. All day it's a trap. It's leading everybody into the government's hands. How others can't see it, I don't know. But once you're on universal basic income and you're on their digital currency, they've got you right where they want you. They can put a limit on your money. They can put a timer on it saying you've got to spend so much in X amount of time or it's gone. They can do all types of stuff just like they do in China. And the longer that this government shutdown continues, the worse things will get, obviously. So travel, everything else, everyone's feeling it big time. But in terms of these food banks, this is no joke. This is not something that is turned a cheek to. And this isn't going away just because they give SNAP back. Okay? Okay? It's not going away just because they give SNAP back. So get that through your head. This is here. It's here to stay until major changes happen in this country. And Trump's not bringing them. You can sit there and you can say all you want, this and that. He ain't doing nothing. But throwing tariffs out that we pay for, that makes we the people pay more money out, that's what really happens, right? And all these people getting wiped out with no job right now, they're pissed. They're like, I voted for this? Well, sometimes you gotta be real with the situation. You know, others out there want to turn a cheek anytime something hard comes up, and that's garbage. So we put them in the basket with the PETA protectors, because that's essentially what's happening there. Anyhow, I wish everyone luck out there. The best way to mitigate this is to start growing your own food. Of course, this isn't the best time of year to try to do that, unless you're in a warmer climate. But I've been saying this for years. Everybody waits till it's too late. And the answer, we rise. We come together and we rise. People get up off the tail and we come together and we rise. But again, people want to be cowards out there and not meet up, not do nothing. We have no patriotic movements out there anywhere. And have been calling for it for months. If you know of one, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. I'll put it out there on blast. I'll attend it. Everything else.
Yeah, so Dabu said, you know, nobody's rising. There's no patriot movements. Okay? Because the people have been, you know, domesticated, okay, and watered down so much and so dependent. They have no fight in them, you know, until they get to the point of just pure starvation. Okay, and this is where they're pushing everything, man. And these food banks, you know, just like he said, just because they bring back, all right, SNAP, all right, that's not going to quell, all right, these food, all right, insecurities that's happening, man. Because this is the people that's in food banks. Well, the food banks was seeing the uptick before, you know, November. Okay, and it's gonna be much more. Okay, as people realize, okay, them benefits not coming. Okay, a lot of people trying to hold on to their pride. Their pride finna be broken. Okay, these food banks gonna get overwhelmed. It's gonna get to the point to where it's gonna get hostile. You know, the grocery store gonna become hostile. Okay, the sister had a dream, said she seen the grocery store was empty. Okay, well, these environments are finna be hostile. Food banks, grocery stores. Okay, because as people are on edge and people not knowing where the next meal is gonna come from, and these, you know, they getting these little rationings, and you see. So yeah, man, the stage is set, and it's all it's doing is getting. Because you think these people in these food bank lines, they wouldn't be down for a digital ID to ensure that they get, you know, their daily rationings of food. Okay, you think they won't be ready for the CHIP? All right, and like I said, don't be surprised if they start putting, okay, in the future, you know, you first have to have your digital ID for the food bank, and then it transitioned to a CHIP. Okay, and he can package that CHIP with their UBI. You know, especially, you know, after civil, you know, in the midst of civil unrest, man, that's gonna be saving grace to a lot of people, man. You know, but this is the Lord. What we're seeing is the Lord. He's making good on His promise, man. All right, all the abundance that people have enjoyed, okay, in this American empire is coming to a screeching halt. Okay, and you Israelites, okay, you can get ready. All right, the Lord is going to starve a lot of Israelites, man. You know, a lot of people in America are going to starve. Okay, but there's going to be an emphasis on you tribes, man, for refusing to repent. Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, man. Okay, no more of this abundance. Okay, now people are used to rationing. That wasteful spirit. I think America wastes almost $40 billion a year in food. Let me see how much food. All right, so look at this. All right, this is when the scriptures say, "They that dwell deliciously." Okay, because even on was it the book of Eli when she asked him about the old world and he said we had too much of everything. Okay, so you go here, just asked it. All right, it says Americans waste between. I said, how much food does American waste every year? Americans waste between 30 to 40% of their food supply each year, which amounts to approximately 133 billion pounds and an estimated 161 billion in lost food. Okay, 161 billion in lost food. Now, food stamps, it takes, all right, let's say $8 billion a month for food stamps, $8 to $9 billion. Let's go on the high side with 9. Okay, so what you got? 90, plus 18. That's 108 billion dollars a year for food stamps. All right, and then you have 161 billion in lost food. So America wastes more food than what it pays in food stamps. Okay, abundance, man. You see, and the Lord's finna script that away. You see, he is scripting it away. It said this includes food from farms, grocery stores, restaurants, and households, with the majority ending up in landfills thrown away. Okay, literally wasted food. Okay, you Americans don't appreciate nothing. Okay, you ungrateful, entitled, and the Lord finna bring a suffering, man. $161 billion in wasted food. You see, so now the Lord finna bring scarcity, man. Okay, the Lord finna bring scarcity to this society, man. Okay, it says Ezekiel 4:17. It said that they may want. I said that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity, man. That famine is going to take away a lot of people, man. That's going to be a slow, agonizing death, man. We looked it up. It's going to be a slow, painful, agonizing death. Okay, and the Lord gonna have it to where you remember the prophets told you so, man. Okay, matter of fact, let's end with that real quick. That's in Ezekiel 2. And we can end with this one. Ezekiel 33. Ezekiel 33 and jump down to the end. All right, Ezekiel 33 and 33 says, and when this cometh to pass, okay, and you people are starving, when it's civil unrest and all this gun violence and people kidnapping and raping and you see wild beasts and okay. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. Okay, then you're gonna know that you was around the prophet the whole time when these things come to pass. Okay, so that's the point. Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified, man. All right, because a new day, new struggle, you people, it only get worse. All right, may the Lord continue to cause suffering to this society. All right, these wicked ass people. Okay, and may this be the worst, okay, holiday season ever. You know, may the shutdown continue, man. May the Lord continue to keep a cruel spirit on Trump, okay? They're just constantly bringing the pain, man. All right, let Esau continue to transition to this NWO, okay? Because we know what this means for us, man. So, Lord will you brothers and you sisters edify. Till next time I say Shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abba, Soon, Shalom.